Hello everybody, and thanks for checking out my video. So what I have for you here is a tutorial on how to lucid dream, and I've broken it down into 3 basic steps. These 3 basic steps are actually very important. They're rather simple, but the real challenge is just committing to the steps. Those that commit are going to be the ones that succeed. That's really all lucid dreaming comes down to. There might be parts of my video that seem a little bit drawn out, and I'm sorry for that, but you know, this video is not going to be very long at all anyway, and for what lucid dreaming is, it's kind of an abstract concept, so there's parts of my video where I'm going to go into detail so that you understand what it is within the step that you need to focus on. I'll be detailed, I'll be thorough, I'll try to keep it short and sweet. Make it through to the end of the video here with me, and you will have all the steps that you need to be lucid dreaming very soon. So with that said, let's get started. Okay, so step 1 would be to keep track of your dreams. Now you can do this any way you want to, really, and by that I mean with whatever you want to use. You can use a notebook and a pencil, use your phone, a little notes app, which is actually what I do, and you're going to want to do this as soon as you wake up. Keep it very conveniently located, because when you wake up from a dream, you kind of want to go back to bed. So yeah, have it in a good spot and write down your dream in detail. I'd say about 3 to 5 minutes of writing. Dreams are very quickly forgotten, so if you write them down, you will remember them, and it will help you pick up where you left off, and this is a very crucial step to lucid dreaming. And a very effective thing to do for this step actually is to wake yourself up in the middle of the night. What I'd suggest doing is set an alarm clock for a few hours after you fall asleep. Say you go to bed at 11 o'clock, set an alarm clock for like 3 a.m. and when you wake up, write your dream down, spend 3 to 5 minutes writing it down, and then go back to bed. As you're falling back asleep, just try to keep it in your mind that you want to lucid dream. See if you can pick up where you left off. What I'm talking to you about right now is actually probably one of the most effective steps of all. If you wake yourself up in the middle of the night and you're about to go right back to bed, it'll be fresh in your memory to lucid dream, and that helps a lot. So keep that in mind. Okay, that takes us to step 2. So step 2 is counting our fingers. Now, why are we going to do that? Well, this is all about developing a habit that will pass on into your dreams. It's called a reality check. This is going to help you differentiate between reality and a dream. What you want to do is look at your hand and count the number of fingers on it. Let me just do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the number I just counted to is 5. Now I have to double check that that number 5 is the number that I have when I'm awake. Now it seems kind of ridiculous the way that I'm doing it. I know I'm counting each individual finger and all that, but it's really important to be skeptical here, because in your dreams you're kind of disoriented in everything. Maybe like you're really drunk or something like that. It's kind of a similar sensation. So yeah, look at my hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That number is 5. What's the number I have when I'm awake? 5. I must not be dreaming. So yeah, that's how we're going to go about developing this habit here. You're going to look at your hand, count the number of fingers on it, and you're going to double check that that number you just counted is the number that you normally have when you are awake. And anytime throughout my day that it occurs to me to check my hands, I do. I make it a priority, whether I'm driving or texting or in the middle of a phone call or in some kind of situation where it's not ideal to check my hands. It's very important that you make it a priority. So if you're driving, pull over, whatever the situation you're in is, because lucid dreaming is kind of a practice of outsmarting yourself. So as soon as you think you're dreaming, your brain might put you in a situation where it's really dangerous to check your hands, and you just simply won't if you don't make it a priority. And I've developed the habit to the point that anytime it occurs to me to check my hands and I'm not in an ideal situation, I'm especially skeptical that I'm dreaming. So yeah, step number 2 is kind of extreme, but that's how you got to do it. And if I had to give you a number on how many times you should try to count your fingers a day, then I would say about 15, like at least every hour. And once this habit becomes kind of natural, you'll totally notice yourself in your dreams counting your hands. And that's how I noticed how important this habit is. I got into my dreams, I'd count my fingers, but that's all I would do. I'd just look at my hand, count my fingers. I would count to 7 sometimes, and I'd go on with my dream, and I'd wake up really frustrated because I counted to 7 and I didn't double check that that number was 5. After several days of trying to develop the habit, I developed it incorrectly. So please double check the numbers, because without that, this habit doesn't even really work. So yeah, that's enough of that. On to step 3. So step 3 is for a little bit later on, when you've actually developed the habit and you're counting your fingers in your dreams. And some of you might not need step 3, but some of you will, and often most times you will actually need it. I'm sure some of you have noticed that you're dreaming, and suddenly, as soon as you notice, you start to lose touch with everything. Your dream starts to fade, the sounds get all washed out, and everything that you see is kind of fading to white, and you're waking up essentially, and you can feel that happening. And what step 3 is to keep you in your dream once you realize that you're dreaming. So this is kind of that transitioning technique from dream to lucid dream, because your brain will often try to wake you up. So the technique is simply to spin. As soon as you start to feel yourself disconnect with your dream, you just start spinning. You know, whatever you're doing, whatever position you're in the dream, as you start to notice and you feel your body slipping away from it, you just get up and spin around in circles. So, you know, if this was my dream right now, I would just stand up from my stool. I'm not going to because I want to stay in the camera shot, but yeah, I would just get up and spin in circles. It creates this sensation of dizziness, which counters whatever signal your brain sends to wake you up. The sensation just knocks it out. And after a few seconds of spinning, you should feel yourself connecting back with the dream. And I suggest that as you are spinning, really try to focus on what is going on in the dream. You know, what you see, what you hear. Focus on those sounds as you're spinning around in circles. It'll help you connect back with the dream. It'll help you reimagine your environment and bring it back to life. Once you're in a lucid dream, you really do feel just as awake as you feel right now. And that's the freaky, beautiful, awesome, terrifying thing about it. Lucid dreaming is truly an intense and amazing experience because you're exploring your brain, essentially. I mean, everything that you're experiencing and hearing and seeing in your dream is stuff that your brain is creating right in front of you. It's this whole environment that is being rendered as you walk around and everything. You know what I'm saying? If you really want to take advantage of being in that world, you will follow steps 1, 2, and 3 and take this seriously. And I swear, if you commit to these steps, you will be lucid dreaming very soon. So yeah, that's about all I have for you guys. Just some last tips as far as step 1 goes, where you keep track of your dreams. I like the phone method because my phone is always on and I can go to my notes app and just start writing my dreams down right away. It's a lot easier for me to just wake up and roll over to my phone than wake up and turn on the lights and grab a notebook and all this other stuff. I'm sure you can understand, but just do whatever works best for you. As for step 2, really do make it a priority. Like I said, if you're driving and it occurs to you to check your hands, try to pull over and check your hands. I do suggest taking breaks from lucid dreams because in a way it's not like you're actually sleeping. I mean, your body gets the rest and everything, but after a few nights of some really intense lucid dreams, I feel like I didn't sleep very well. My brain is tired and that's natural. So take breaks when you feel like it. Just be aware that this is one of those habits that fades. As soon as the habit fades, then your likelihood of lucid dreaming fades. So you might stop counting your hands, you might stop taking note of your dreams, and you will stop having lucid dreams. Whenever you want to get back into the rhythm of lucid dreaming after some breaks, just remember steps 1, 2, and 3, develop the habit again, and you'll be right back on it. So I guess that's pretty much all I have for you. I would like to see some comments about your progress or your struggles. It would be cool to form a little community of people who are trying to lucid dream or have experienced lucid dreaming, and we can all just help each other out and even talk about some of the lucid dreams that we've had. It can be an interesting thing to share. I guess that concludes the lucid dreaming tutorial. Just stick with it for a couple weeks and see how everything goes. I have told you everything that I know, so thanks again for watching my video. Alright, I'm gonna head out. Sweet dreams.
So, since you've made it this far, I thought you might care to know that this video was inspired by my first album release titled Lucid Dreams. Genre-wise, it's got many influences, from rock, electronic, hip-hop, jazz, and many of the things in between. Sometimes all at once, other times more one than the other. But you're invited to have a listen and decide for yourself. You might find something you really like. You can check it out via these links provided here. The music in this video isn't on the album, but I did write it just for this tutorial. And a download link is provided for your listening pleasure. You are free to use it as you please. Just put me in the credits if you can. Well, thanks for sticking around. I encourage you to share the video and help spread the word of lucid dreaming among your friends. It could help motivate you to have others around you involved in the practice. Alright, thanks again for watching, and good luck to you.